So TJ likes going to the bathroom.
Yep. Kind of
Don't
an
we
important
all
part
like
of
going to the
biological
bathroom,
life.
I think the last 3 or 4 podcasts we've started like this.
What? We have a slight conversation, and then as soon as you hit record, you start off by saying something that might be slightly embarrassing towards me.
So
Nah.
TJ something. I mean, going to the bathroom is not embarrassing. We all do it.
Well, I mean, in public places when you're taking the number 2, it's not really that fun.
Yeah,
if it's got to happen, it's got to happen.
I never pooped in a public place.
I try to avoid it if I can.
That's my limit. Like, no, just don't.
You're talking about like public bathrooms, right? Not like literally public places, right?
Oh no, just like in the middle of squares, just like, oh guys, time to go.
Let's just say both.
Mm.
But yeah, let me start the podcast properly. 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Shifty podcast. I'm Luis, aka SpartanSloth, and today we have...
aka TJ1023.
And I am Topham.
I need to start preparing those more.
Yeah. I
Starting to run
mean,
out of...
you've already used like... Well, I don't even remember.
So at what point does the joke become too old?
20
podcasts ago?
I don't know. We can
Have
probably start thinking about it with the... So TJ something.
Yeah, that joke's getting old. It's only
Your
been
face is
like the
getting
second
old.
time. My face is actually getting old. So is yours. It's kind
TJ,
of how
please.
life works.
Speaking of which, I just saw a bunch of tweets about Christmas being near. It's fucking September.
Well, I mean, relative to last Christmas, it is kind of near.
Yeah, but you know, we haven't had Halloween yet. We haven't had my birthday yet. You know,
we
the
haven't had
important
my
stuff.
birthday yet. The important things, obviously.
Oh, really? Your birthday hasn't come up yet?
No, it's like right at the end of the year. It's just before Christmas.
Oh, well, you see, that's the whole point.
Do you get that thing where, I mean, I've never personally experienced this or known somebody that does, but does your family do the thing where they like commingle your Christmas gifts with your birthday presents?
Yes.
Not
the
sure.
time. It's frustrating because you're just like, yes, I want this present and this present, and you ask for like an iPod Touch and they give you an iPod Nano for a combined present. Then your sister, whose birthday's in the summer, gets an iPod Touch of like 64 gig capacity. And
first world problems.
they can go. Yeah, I know, first world problem, but yeah, it's favoritism.
Because your birthday is close to Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a few friends, and that happens to them because their birthdays are a little after Christmas, and they all told me like, ever since they were kids, their presents would be the same, like Christmas and birthday, same thing. So yeah, man, that's gotta that's a first world problem that's gotta suck.
Yeah, it's a rubbish first world problem as well, but oh well.
I think the only time that's something like, oh, you know, this is both your birthday and Christmas present, was when I was a kid and asked for something that was a little more expensive than, you know, usual. And so that will happen. But then on Christmas, I'll get like a chocolate box just to say I didn't get anything.
Yeah. That sounds about right. It's like, oh yeah, you need to have something to open. It's like, great, a big bar of chocolate. Great.
I mean, it is chocolate though.
I suppose.
So what I'm getting from this is that we're all spoiled.
Sounds about right.
I mean, compared to like Ethiopians.
They might get new running shoes.
No, that's Kenyans.
I don't want to justify what I just said.
Yeah.
Just move on.
So, GTA is having a special this weekend. Like double money, double RP, and 25% off in their car store. And that reminds me of a little fuck up I did the other day or the other weeks ago. They were offering a while ago kind of like a refund. They were calling it a rebate on any cars you bought during a certain period of time. If you followed certain, it's not restrictions, but certain things like subscribe to their newsletter and that shit, be part of the social club. Anyway, I did all of that, and then I didn't get my rebate. So I sent them a ticket for support and said, hey, I bought this car and an Xbox One, didn't get my rebate. Was wondering if you guys could give me a hand. I think I might have mentioned like it was Xbox One, my gamer tag, and the car I bought. So, and I just didn't check it back. And then I think the day before yesterday, I checked that email, and I got like 2 or 3 emails from Rockstar support, like, "Hey, thanks for sending us an email. Could you tell me your gamer tag, console, car, and date of purchase?" It's like the only thing missing was the date of purchase. Do you really need that? But anyway, I didn't reply to that. And so the last email was something like they had canceled my ticket and hoped my problem had been worked out. So I made someone waste their time, and I didn't get my rebate.
Wow.
But now that's on me.
Dick move.
Yeah.
Made some
sorry
guy,
about that.
Put effort into typing out a nicely worded tech support ticket thing.
Yeah, and I feel a little bad because when tech support people are actually nice, like they actually give a shit, I feel bad when things either don't work, like they're suggesting stuff and things are not working, or in cases like this when I just completely forget to reply, which has been the first time, but I hope it doesn't happen again. Like I was feeling really awkward the other day when my Xbox Live wouldn't work, but it was more of a problem like the connectivity in Brazil and all that. It wasn't really a problem with them, but they were trying to help me out. And nothing was working. I was feeling really bad, like, oh man, I know you're trying to help, but it's not working. Sorry. It wasn't my fault, it wasn't their fault, but I felt really bad.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's nothing you can do. I haven't really had to deal with Rockstar tech support because the only times I've ever had any like major issues with Grand Theft Auto were back when I was first playing them, and back then Grand Theft Auto was literally nothing but issues, so there was no point in calling tech support.
Yeah, I remember like when it came out, it was like we were having so many problems, but it was also on 360, so it was like it was trying to do all these ambitious things.
Oh my god! I finally got in. I'm gonna do a mission. You do one mission and you crashed.
Yeah, and then you're not doing a mission anymore. Oh.
Yeah, and on top of that, before I got a digital copy, I was using a disc, and the disc tray on my 360 is let's just call it special, and half the time it won't actually read games. So imagine trying to play Grand Theft Auto Online, which on its own would crash and kick you out to story, and then when you finally do connect, you get kicked to the dashboard because the Xbox decides it read the disc.
One thing that I have not gotten used to yet is that when I'm playing GTA Online, with other people, first of all, the loading time is fucking awful. But anyway, it's the insta kill thing. Like, shoot people on sight. That sucks dicks. Because, like, I don't give a shit, about the other players. In terms of, I don't really care what you're doing, what you're playing. Just, go your way, I'll go my way. We'll pretend it never happened. But people just assume that you're gonna blow the fuck out of them. So, wow, that sounded really bad. Anyway, so I can
Blowjobs.
kind of understand. Yeah, blowjobs. I can understand that. Okay, they shot me, done. But they just don't go away. Like they stick around. They start camping and trying to kill me all the fucking time. Like, fine, you made your statement. Leave me alone. So it kind of sucks that the tool for reporting is not really accurate for that. There's no option for grieving players. It's just like for
I think
hacks.
it's also a little annoying, kind of how the system they have set up works. You know, you have to do stuff in the free roam mode. You know, the free roam mode. Like there are things in that you kind of need to free roam to like do a lot of the stuff in the game. You know, you need to go to the markers and things and go to the stores and buy stuff. And that can be really frustrating when you're in a map full of, you know, people that kill you on sight. But they kind of like basically people are treating it like free mode from Grand Theft Auto 4, which people you expect that because free mode in Grand Theft Auto 4 was literally just do whatever the fuck you want. But free roam, people are actually, you know, trying to do stuff. They're trying to go around, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Like it's just a little annoying that they have it set up to where people can grief other people while they're actually trying to get something done for the multiplayer portion of the game.
Yeah, that seems a bit rough. I haven't really got that much experience in GTA Online because I did only have it on the 360 and I quickly migrated over, like at the time. But I've found recently I've been playing Destiny and I've been trying to go through strikes and I had to report people earlier today because I'm trying to go through this mission that needs 3 people to do it, and the other 2 people that are in there don't do anything, get no kills, and have nothing. They just need to be carried through. And it's just, this is completely ridiculous. They're not helping at all. Do complete the objective. They're actually being stationary. So I decided I'll just report anyone that's like not doing anything because there's inactivity, and it's really easy to report people, which I really appreciate as well. So I'm just like click done. But you can also report them for multiple things. So like inactivity and they're unhelpful. So I was like, that's useful. But yeah, it's nice when like there's a good interface to report people if they're being bad. But also, on the flip side of that, with the way Destiny is, you can report people for being helpful, useful, and give them positive count as well, which is nice.
Wait, so you can actually click on report and then report them for being good?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Yeah, that exists in GTA too. Like,
I mean,
you can compliment someone for the way they're playing and if they're being helpful or at least not an asshole. And they get a discount on stores, like a permanent discount, depending on the karma system they have.
I mean, it's probably just semantics, and it really doesn't matter in the long run. But there's just like this mental barricade in my head. Like, if you go to report always means negative, something negative. Like, I never think report, and then once you get into the report thing, you choose negative or positive. Like, I don't know. That's just a weird setup.
It would have been funny, like report. Then there are the options.
Being too nice.
Yeah, player helpful, and then you get an angry message from Bungie like, "Hey asshole, you're being too helpful. Cut that shit out."
Yeah, there's like rampant
stop working together,
running through the community because everyone's
fight each other.
modding everyone. Like what?
But yeah. League of Legends actually has a pretty good system set up for bans and things like that. They've got something called the Tribunal, where other players can sign up to participate, and it's a community-based thing. And they basically have this group of people. They look at a case. They look at like chat history and the game score and things like that, and they basically vote whether the person gets a ban or not. And that same case will go out to like, I don't know how many other people, like I'll just guess like 10 other people. And then it'll go back into a system, and the system sees what that particular group of people voted for. And then through that, it decides, you know, what the person's ban is. So it's actually a pretty interesting case. It's a good case of, community-based, judging, as opposed to a system that's just
Justice.
like, this isn't just like, oh, hey, you got reported 15 times. I'm not going to check and see if those 15 times that person was losing 5 to 20 or something. I'm just going to ban you. Like, you know what I mean?
You forgot to say laws at the end of your sentence.
Yes, lols. Lol.
There we go.
But
All the
don't
funnies.
let that confuse you. The League of Legends community in general is still very toxic and bad and mean people.
I'm addicted to you, and you know that you're toxic. Shout out to Britney
And
Spears.
I'm guessing you guys have all played Halo, right?
Yes. I mean,
Yep.
I tried
So-
playing some
Kind of.
matches in the Master Chief Collection, but they just don't fucking work. I
Yeah,
gotta be
well-
No, they
invited to
don't.
games.
I can't get them to work.
You've only had online recently, so you may not have. Not online recently being relative, like you weren't around like playing online when Halo 3 was big and popular and stuff.
Nope.
So you might not experience this, but Topham, if you've been playing Halo for
Yeah, I picked up Halo 3 initially when I got my 360, which was, I guess, back in 2008. So, yeah, I've been playing a bit of Halo,
okay,
I'll say.
so you've been there where you're playing a match. You could be playing with friends, could be playing by yourself. You're minding your own business, and there's this guy that won't leave you alone. Like you'll be in the middle of a fight, he'll punch you in the back and start teabagging behind you, drop your shields, and then you get one-shotted from across the map. And he does this repeatedly, and you never get the option to boot him. But then you betray him once, like you headshot him because he's pissing you off so bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's your teammate, and he insta-boots you.
Yep.
That was
Yeah.
one of the most annoying, ban boot systems in any game. It's just so easy to manipulate.
Yeah, it was just super frustrating. You're just like, oh, yeah, I'm trying to just play the game normally, and then a guy's messing it up, and then you're the one that gets kicked because they're being a jerk.
Yeah, and in turn, that kind of ruined the. It didn't ruin, but it kind of made it more harder in later Halo games, like Halo 4. I don't remember if Halo 4 had friendly fire in regular matchmaking based Team Slayer, but I'm pretty sure in some of those game modes they actually took friendly fire out just to try and avoid people manipulating the booting system. And I just find it really annoying that there are people out there who feel the need to do that on a regular basis.
Yeah. It kind of makes me glad that, in Destiny there's no friendly fire damage at all, which is really convenient because I've been kicked so many times.
Yeah, although
Just
there are
so
some
many
times
times.
I used to feel like, shooting a teammate in the back of the head with a shotgun, point blank range.
Oh yeah, don't get me
No-
wrong.
no one
there
would
are
have to
times when
know.
you do want to kill your fire team, but on the whole, that would have been in a more. Oh, I've been playing with them for a while, and I know that they're a jerk right now. So
But don't even get me started on Destiny PvP.
No, we should avoid that topic entirely.
Yeah. Destiny PvE, okay, if not for lack of a story. PvP, shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fight. By the way,
I,
TJ,
I'm not kissing.
I saw you playing Destiny the other day on the Friends tab on Xbox One.
Yeah, I'm trying.
What the hell, dude? I thought you were clean.
I was, but I'm looking at all the stuff from the Taken King, and it looks so good. It looks like
Yeah,
they're
it does.
actually doing more PvE stuff, and I love the PvE in Destiny. The PvE is great. The PvP, however, terrible, absolutely terrible. But it looks like they might be trying to fix that by just basically starting from scratch. Because what they're basically doing, they're just like, oh, all those guns that you assholes like to use in year one, they're gone.
I'm really tempted.
But I'm still not going to buy it. At least not straight away.
Oh, I've already pre-ordered
That's for sure. I'm definitely going to wait. If basically if people can finish the story in an hour, then I'm probably not going to get it.
Yeah. I'm really tempted to finish playing as a Titan and as a Hunter just because of the achievements for grinding those two characters. But that's it, because it's some easy 40 gamer score there. So I don't know. I kind of have to fight with my own sense of pride.
Well, just remember, PvE is okay. Just avoid the PvP and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, it might be getting better soon. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, depending on what's happening going forward. Because there's a whole new arsenal of weapons, new weapon types as well, which seem pretty cool. But
yeah, the
knows
sword looks pretty cool.
Those swords do look damn cool, and I want them all. But I'm a horrendous collector, which is wasting my time.
So, before we get too deep into Destiny,
let's go elsewhere.
Any of you guys have anything interesting going on this week? Or next week? Or any week?
Next weekend, well, I guess when this is out, the RT UK event will have been going on.
Yeah.
Where lots of people from the UK all get together. I say lots of people from the UK all get together. There's, I don't know, last time there was about 80 people or so that came down to Leicester and all got involved. We all just played games and hung out and had fun for the day. And it was very, very enjoyable. And hopefully, again, this year, that's going to happen. This time I know more people that are going as well. And hopefully there's going to be lots of people playing Munchkin, because Munchkin's like my favourite tabletop game at the moment to play. But yeah, that's next weekend, or this weekend, depending on when this comes out, which it should be coming out the weekend this is on. Yes, words.
Alright, that's pretty cool. What kind of stuff do you guys normally do at is it RVB UK or RT UK?
It used to be RVB UK. This is the first year it's RT UK. So
is it more like a convention or more like just like a large meetup?
It's like a large meetup, and there's a venue. And this year there's different stations set up. Like there's a Guitar Hero station. There's a Griffball tournament. There's a Ruby, I think Volume 2 screening, and RVB Season 11 and 12 screening, and then there's Mario Kart tournaments, Griffball tournaments, and there's another tournament that I can't remember. This all takes place on like the Saturday. On the Friday, everyone's going to play pool, and on the Sunday, everyone meets up, makes the videos that they want to, like the RU intro videos, and I'm sure other things as well. And there's other things that happen on Sunday, but I can't remember. I think they're going to play laser tag or something. And yeah, on Saturday is when most people will turn up, because it's the day everyone tries to make it there. And there's lots of things that go on. And yeah, there's a rented place, a place that's been rented out, so that there's lots of stations, lots of things to do, lots of people to see, lots of people to chat to, and there's also an area for pictures as well, like a green screen, which is going to be pretty cool.
It does sound like a really cool event. I wish we had stuff like this in Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 10th year it's going on, so it initially started with the guys in a pub and just meeting up, and they've slowly been trying to get more and more people to come along. It's difficult to get people to move anywhere, especially like for community events. It's easier to get people there if there's like staff members and be like, come along, we've got this person coming, and it's the draw of someone that everyone wants to see that affects the attendance of like events and meetups and things like that, which is interesting, but I don't think we should be relying on like people to turn up. People should be turning up because they want to interact with the community, which is cool, but lots of people don't want to travel exactly to like all the places that there are, because lots of events take place in London, but a lot of people are just like, oh, London's far away, because they're further away from it, which is understandable. But then anything outside of London, not even far outside of London, any of the people that live in London are just like, oh, no, it's not in London, we're not going, which is just rubbish, because it means that the numbers of people going to events can vary wildly. But everyone should try to get to as many events. And if people see events and they're just like, oh, maybe I'll go to the next one, or like there's one coming up and they're just like, oh, I might be busy that day, maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure, they should absolutely try and get to any local events. I'm a big encourager of people going out and doing their things, because going out, meeting up with people, because that's the way the community can grow. That's the way we can make more friends. While it's not necessarily possible for me to meet you guys at the moment because we're in different countries, like if there are people in your local area that you might have chatted to on TeamSpeak, for example, or you've played games with, you should try absolutely, if they're in the local area, to try and drag as many people to one another as possible, and then be like, look at what we can achieve together. And yeah, and that way, when you do have like repeated events that are going on, say this has been going on for 10 years, and you've got good attendance and attendance keeps going up, then you can be like, oh, look at what we can do. We can get this many people here with not necessarily external like promotion. This is what we've managed to accomplish as a group, which gives some people a certain satisfaction and pride in the community that we have, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sorry, I'm a bit passionate about like community events, so that might come.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to one, but there isn't really an active Rooster Teeth community in Florida. Because there are a couple of groups that have been made on the website, but none of them really are active.
Yeah.
I mean, they've tried, but they haven't like just been persistent. Like I've seen like 1 or 2 posts from one group, and then the guy just like gives up and doesn't post anymore. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes it pays off to just shove yourself down somebody's throat. Bachik Bala.
Yeah, persistence is like one of the best things, and just being like even just reaching out and being like, oh, we're going to be doing anything with this group, and they're like, maybe, just be like, okay, can I make an event for this group, and just then start being like, and it'd be nice if I could get some people along, but you can bring your own friends along as well, and just be like, okay, this is what I'm doing. Luckily, I had quite a few people that I knew in the community when I was trying to set up an event in London, and I was just like, okay, guys, I want you guys to come along, and then invite anyone you know from the community. We ended up having like 30, 35 people come down, and we had a great day in London. Like, it wouldn't have happened if we weren't active about it and being like, okay, we'll get the word out there, start just getting more and more people going and involved. And at the moment, the meetups have been like every 3 weeks or so. So like regularly, I know that a lot of people won't be able to afford that or be able to spare the time, but like it gives people lots of options to do things. But it does require a little bit of initial investment from whoever's trying to organise it. But as well, if you've got different people that'll be like, oh, I'll host this, or someone else is like, oh, I'll host this, and like you've got people that you can bounce off of as well. It's kind of handy.
Yeah, and speaking of like getting together with people and all, have you guys managed to like spread the word about Rooster Teeth to friends and stuff? Like, I managed to show my cousin Ruby, like she's really into anime and all that. And so I showed that to her, and she absolutely loves it now. Some of my friends are like they are aware that Achievement Hunter exists. They don't really watch their stuff that much, but they check every once in a while, I guess. And the other day I found out that I have this friend who is really passionate about podcasts. I think I mentioned ours at some point, but he said he didn't listen to it. But he did say that he follows the RT podcast on some app he has on his phone. So that was pretty cool. Like, I didn't expect that to happen. You guys got any similar stories?
Yeah, my local friends, all of them are, well, they introduced me to Red vs. Blue, but I'm far more, like, into community stuff and, like, going through all of their content. They'll keep up with, like, Let's Plays and things like that, but they introduced me to it it must have been 2006, end of 2006, beginning of 2007. And, like, they knew about it then. They introduced me to Red vs. Blue because that's all there was back then. And they're just like, oh, we're sure you'll enjoy that. And then we've been quoting it ever since. But we've all been keeping up with Red vs. Blue, but they don't really keep up with the rest of the things. One of the guys specifically keeps up with Achievement Hunter and, like, nothing else. So I'm just like, oh, dear. And, like, I told him that I'd met, like, I chatted to John Reisinger. It was like we were chatting and things like that and having fun. And then I chatted to some of the guys from Funhouse. He had no idea who Reisinger was. He didn't have any clue who any of Funhouse were. I'm just like, just get more involved, be more fun, watch more things. It's like, oh. But yeah, I've got I think most of my local friends like are really into it. Like, yeah, I can't think of anyone that isn't like, oh, that's not funny. But yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I have tried to get a lot of my friends into Rooster Teeth and failed miserably. The thing is, none of them really watch stuff, like watch internet stuff on a regular basis, and the ones that do, they don't really care. Like I've shown almost all my friends the Rooster Teeth video that they really enjoy and laughed at, and then I'm like, so you're gonna watch Rooster Teeth now? And they're like, they just kind of brush it off.
Yeah, the apathy towards things is a bit strange.
Brush their faces off.
Yeah, and I do have one friend who used to watch Inside Gaming before they came to Rooster Teeth, and now he watches Funhouse. So I don't know if that counts because he only follows Funhouse. He doesn't watch Rooster Teeth stuff at all.
Well, push him onto like on the spot where they guessed, or onto the no videos where they input things, and be like, yes, they do more than just that now, and then slowly plant the seed and let it grow in their brain. And then they'll be like, oh, this is all awesome. Maybe.
I mean, if I ever managed to get money to go to RTX, I'd be able to get him to go just to see Funhouse, and then maybe once he gets there, he'll be like, holy shit, Rooster Teeth is awesome. But, who knows?
It might take a while.
Yeah. Just find the Inception guy. He can let me put the idea in his brain.
Yeah, fair enough. So,
Did you dare play the Inception button, Luis?
I was not planning on doing that. I did not unlock my cell phone for that. Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to ask you guys, what at the moment is like your favorite content that RT's putting out? He's playing it, isn't he?
Well, I mean, I haven't had enough time to really follow everything Rooster Teeth / Achievement Hunter does. But the stuff I listen to more or less on a regular basis, the RT podcast and On the Spot. Actually, I have watched every single episode of $1 Million Butt, and that is definitely my favorite thing from Rooster Teeth because the way they do it reminds me a lot of how they used to do like RT shorts. And RT shorts have always been my most favorite part of Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, I really enjoy $1 Million Butt. Like, not just from the scenarios, but the way it's all put together as well. Like, they do a really good job of it, and it's just like, yeah, it's really cool how they think through the scenarios as well. I don't know whether they like script it or anything, or like they go with what they say first, they joke about it, and then they have to quick rush do everything afterwards. But I really like how it's all put together.
Well, judging from the bloopers, I think they probably do the scenario, like they, bullshit their ways to scenarios first. And then once they get through that, like, I don't know how to say words right now. Unintelligible. Once they get through the unintelligible, like, nonsense of their conversations, they, like, go back, and then they kind of script it almost so that, people can understand it. But it's probably still mostly like, on the spot stuff.
Yeah, they'll like blast a whole idea out, like shotgun blast it against the wall, and then be like, "Oh, those bits there are good." And take those and be like, "That's where we can develop." And that seems.
Yeah, have any of you guys seen Free Play?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I have.
That's my.
I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, you should get to that. Like, leave the podcast right now and do it. No, don't,
Done.
please.
Yeah, like the
I do it too.
I don't want to say relationship. The I don't know. The on-screen chemistry between Meg and Ryan is phenomenal. It's crazy. It's so good.
I've heard a lot about that on the RT podcast.
Yeah, like I enjoy how the two of them act together, and I find it very entertaining, and it's it's cool, and like getting a preview of the content that's coming up as well is cool to just be like, that's coming up, and then just learning things about everything. I don't know. They play games. They do internet show and tell. There you go.
Yes.
And just show a funny video as well to start off. And it's like, Yeah, I watched
any
it
idea
from
how many episodes they're up to?
They are on episode 8, but they had 3 pilot episodes before that, and there might be 1 extra episode that they did at RCX. So overall, there must be 12 episodes, and they're all like between 10 and 20 minutes. Although there's one that's like 23 minutes because
All right, I'll have to catch up on them.
Yeah, they're
You should.
they're good. They're good, entertaining content. So yeah, and then you've got Meg and Blaine and who's it? Ryan and not Josh. Is it Josh? Josh
The guy
Flanagan,
with the beard?
Yeah, Josh Flanagan, and they're all
Beard
in
and
cat
Friedenstein.
suits, and they're just like it's like
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, and they do like a laser maze, and it's amazing. It's so funny.
Yeah, the good, I mean, like the cool thing about free play is that I don't know, it really reminds me of like some shows we had here in Brazil back when I was a kid. Those like those variety stuff, and then every once in a while they'd play some cartoons. Like the only thing that is missing from free play and from that experience is the cartoons. Like the rest is it's kind of like um, the same experience, and it's just really cool to have that nostalgic feeling uh, over that stuff. And I completely agree with Topham. Like the chemistry, like the interactions between Meg and Ryan are really good. Like it, they don't really miss an opportunity to. Yeah, I'm trying not to make the
The bone.
shippers go crazy, but can't really find the words that wouldn't do that. But anyway,
Is
because
it weird that
people
Bernie's
are
one
creepy
of the shippers?
sometimes. Yeah, because after that, people started making jokes of like, "Oh, Mag X Ryan," and that became a joke with Achievement Hunter, but for a very short period of time, apparently. Because
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, it's probably the sort of
No,
thing
it
that
wouldn't
gets
make
old
anything
really
awkward
quick.
in the office at all.
Yeah,
I imagine it's it's probably pretty easy to work with somebody when everybody keeps making jokes about them boning your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say wife, but it's so weird that Michael and Lindsay are married. Then like, I don't want to get into this like weird RT, like celebrity gossip stuff. Never mind.
Yeah.
I've tried to avoid that for a long time.
because deep down.
I watched the
Deep down, they're people just like you and me.
No, I was gonna say something like
They
deep
step into
down
their
you.
Tesla Roadster 1 foot at a time.
You got like a mannequin and you put Michael's head on the mannequin, like you printed it out, and then you say that it's your real Michael, but never mind. I'll save that for the fanfics. I mean, what?
Oh dear. Yeah. I can't remember what I was going to say just then, which is annoying because I started the thought and I was just like, yes.
Luis
that's a good idea.
Fanfics.
Sorry,
coming
dude.
November 2015.
I was going to say, speaking of Lindsay and Michael, they just, Barbara tweeted that her and Gavin were over at Jones's house and they both have the most terrified look on their face.
Really? They just look bored.
Oh, I thought it was a terrified look. I must have mislooked.
Same.
Well, I mean, for some people, it's one and the same.
I suppose, yeah. Boredness equals terrified. And this sounds about right for me, actually. I'm like, fed up, don't want to be bored. Ah, let's play games, let's do stuff fun. I don't know, let's talk, let's have a podcast. Everything.
Yep. So, do we want to move on to questions?
Yeah, looking at the time, it would be appropriate. Although I did want to bring up another thing. So, while I hope for the site to open up, we can probably discuss that. There's a Mad Max game out, and it looks really good.
I've seen that a lot of people are playing it. A lot of people have been playing it on stream, actually. But I haven't watched a single thing about it, so I don't actually know anything about it. I just know lots of people have been playing it, and they're just like, it's good! Or it's not good, I don't know. They're just like, this is funny, haha.
Yeah, apparently it's really fucking good.
That
I'm
makes sense as to why people are.
I'm really annoyed that games are being so fucking expensive in Brazil. Because I really wanted to buy that, and I also want to buy Fallout, but like games are are being released at a very fucking expensive price. I don't know how you guys feel about the dollar change, but it's kind of like $4 is worth £1. So, like, £1 is worth a quarter. Like, we're really fucked.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I don't know. The conversion from American to over here sometimes is okay, sometimes it's not. Like what they did for the Destiny expansion just doesn't make any sense. Like why it's so expensive over here. It should be cheaper, but this year I can only afford really the Destiny expansion and then Fallout 4 and maybe No Man's Sky whenever that comes out, if it comes out at all. But like, yeah, at the moment, just games to me are just so expensive that it's just not worth it. And also with like games that are digital now, the prices aren't decaying at all. They aren't going down ever. So they're being released and then the price is the same forever, which is very, very difficult unless they ever get put on sale. So it's one of those things that's a bit frustrating.
Alright, so I got the page to load finally. So
Awesome.
should we jump to the questions?
We can do. Where's TJ?
Teach.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So, wait. Right, now we can go.
Okay.
Da 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 da. Questions. Hope that's
In
not
a world
copyrighted.
where questions don't load, one man has the responsibility to wait for them.
Nah, I got it. So, this one was sent by Sunny88P, and he asks, shit, where is it? Okay, found it. Are you affected by the sun and or moon in any way? No.
Well, like
Yes,
most
I'm
human
a werewolf.
beings,
Kinda.
when I go outside during the day, if I stay in the sun too long, I get sunburn. So there's that.
I guess. Topham?
No, I get sunburn just like everyone else. But like, I like running around outside, but it doesn't matter. Like, I like to sleep when it's night, so not really. If I were to stay up all night, I got a bit thrown off like when I took my first proper job when I came out of uni because I was working late, so I was waking up and losing like half the day in the morning because I was sleeping, and I was getting a little bit depressed because I had not enough sunlight in my day, which was weird. And I was always in this warehouse. So maybe I get a little bit affected by not being able to see the sun enough, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I guess that sounds about right. I mean, like, it would make sense. Like, my daily intake of sunlight and moonlight, I don't really think it affects me that much, except for, like, the heat. But I'm not sure if that would count as an answer, because the heat in itself is just awful. Like, it's really fucking hot here, and so that is really uncomfortable. But other than that, no, not really. No astrological energy or anything doesn't really affect my superpowers or whatever.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Right. So, this one was sent by Dr. Sparks, and she asked, what's the best blanket fort you've ever created?
Well, my bed right now has like 6 pillows on it, and I can take them all and put them on my sofa, where I have like 20 more cushions and pillows, and it's pretty amazing. I should take a picture of it, but then I'd be like, oh no, I'm still a giant man-child. But it's been pretty recently. It's stacked high, and it is the comfiest place in the world. Just me?
Well, I was
Um,
actually waiting for TJ. I'm looking for another question here.
I haven't built a fort thing in a long time. That could just be because I'm boring, but I mean, the last time I remember building anything out of pillows and stuff would have been like, out of a couch cushions. Like, I don't actually build anything out of pillows. I don't know, I'm boring. Or play video games. I don't have time for your weird architectural fabric designs.
You build it and then you like
You can play
lay in
video
it for
games
hours
within
from
your
video
fort.
games. Like, blah, 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 blah. And then you're the
Yeah, but
comfiest
then
person there's
the
ever
more
been.
time I spend building my fabric fort, the less time I spend playing the videos.
Well, I haven't built a fort for myself in a very long time. So I'm gonna say, like, personally, whatever fort I built with my parents, like, that was good. But I do build forts for my dog. Like, she's really really small, and she likes to, like, sit on the couch or sometimes on our beds. And so I just get the covers, and I usually make forts for her. Like, she actually really likes sleeping, so she tries to, like, snuggle up on the covers and get some sleep. But she's really annoyed by the lights, so I try making forts for her in a way that the light won't hit her, and so she can take a nap inside the covers. So I've built some pretty kick-ass ones, like some really massive stuff with just a tiny hole for her to sleep in. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
Okay, that seems legit.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Well then, this next one was sent by Kitsune, and she asked, "Do you have a story that you've always wanted to tell but couldn't for whatever reason? For example, didn't want to brag, sound like a douche, couldn't sway the conversation to the point it was relevant, etc."
Hmm, I'm sure I have in the past.
There's nothing I can think of that I haven't really talked about. I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I'll just talk about things. And I don't think there's any stories that I've let necessarily like held back because I'm just like, I seem like a jerk when I'm doing that. Or like, I'm not afraid of just talking about what I've been doing. It's like, and I did this amazing thing. Like, it's not filled with hyperbole or anything. It's just like, and it was pretty cool. Whereas other people would be like, that's amazing. Like, maybe I'll just keep it low. Just keep it going on.
Hmm. Yeah, I have a thing that usually when I start telling a story, uh, there's a lot of thought that goes behind that in terms of if I would feel okay with sharing that, or, like, um, if that would be, well, offensive, but not like touchy. I don't know. But, like, even if it's a really disgusting or stupid story, let's say the shit shotgun one, for example, or the one I told in the last podcast, the dude that made the gang signs, when he asked to randomly take a picture with me. So those are, like, I kind of think, if I would be okay with sharing that, if I would be okay with that being on the internet, and if the answer is yes, then I put it there. So there are a few criterias, like, of stuff that qualifies as okay, I'll share that, or no, I don't want to share that. Yeah, but it's also like the main thing is, do I want to tell a story or not? Like, some stuff I really don't need. I don't really have the need to be like, oh, I'm gonna tell about this. Yay! Nah, it's just meh, you know. Because the majority of times I'm telling stories, it's on the podcast. But I think that also goes for, like, daily life interactions. Uh, Come to think of it, I'm really cautious about the things I go around telling people. So, yeah.
So basically, you're saying you're not sharing anything.
No, I share things, but I'm really cautious about the stuff I share.
Okay. I just can't think of anything to share. I'd probably
Well, it
share
doesn't mean
something
you have to
embarrassing
share
for the
something
point
right
of
now.
entertainment. So, I guess that's that. You got anything, Topham?
Not really. No, nothing I can think of. Nothing new, anyway.
All right. So, do we want to wrap it up, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a story.
This is the story.
Yeah.
Man named Brady.
I just gotta wait until you finish singing.
Oh, I'm done. Don't worry about it.
All right then. So, questions for the audience. Topham, it's your turn.
It was my turn last week. Ah! Give me a second.
It's your turn again. In the meantime, TJ, sing.
Come on, baby, you and me, we ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
You mean like sell stuff to pawn stores?
Maybe.
Oh no, that's the History Channel. The Discovery Channel is restoring cars.
No, Discovery Channel isn't restoring cars. Discovery Channel is not restoring cars. I don't know. I don't watch any of that stuff anymore because there's nothing on.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of reality shows nowadays.
It's either how it's made or it's like Gold Diggers or freaking Ice Road Truckers or some shit.
Yeah, it's boring as shit. My dad loves to watch that stuff.
I remember a time when they actually had history on the History Channel.
Yeah, and I remember a time when
aliens.
When we had like animals banging on Discovery Channel.
Yep. Now you can't even find that on Animal Planet.
Yeah. And they didn't get to the point where they're actually making shows about aliens banging. So they didn't find the balance yet.
So maybe a question? Well, It's definitely a question. I know that much. But whether it's a question that anyone's asking is let's see how this goes. Is anyone still tempted to go back and explore their like previous gen console libraries? Like even while I was playing 360, I'd go back and play PS2 because I had such a vast amount of games on there, like that I still really enjoyed. Like the games, quality games were always good. Like I'd always go back play Time Splitters 2 and Final Fantasy X, and they were very enjoyable. Now I've got an Xbox One. I'm just like I'll still go back and play my 360. I'm actually playing my 360 more than I'm playing my Xbox One at the moment. So is anyone else having the problem at the moment where they're just like, oh, I'm just waiting for more games to come out, and then being like, I'm bored of the current console, I'll go back to the previous one because it still has a very, very robust library of games to play.
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. If anyone wants to send me a PlayStation 1 and the Crash Bandicoot collection, I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, I had a PS3 as well at some point. Like, well, I say I had. It's my sister's, and I downloaded Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3 on it again because it was just like these are the finest platforming games, and I just even like when I'm going over to visit, like not necessarily visit because I go over there like twice a week anyway. I'll go over and I'll be like, if the PS3's around and no one else is around, I'll just be like, okay, I'm going to load up some Crash Bandicoot 3 because it still holds up because it's my favourite game ever.
Wait, your sister has a PS3, right?
Yeah.
Let me guess, she got that for her birthday? And you got like a Nintendo.
No, I bought it for her. I bought it for her because to play like Final Fantasy 13 when that came out, and Final Fantasy 13 too. Like I was like, here you go, because she enjoys those games. So it's like, oh yeah, here you go.
All right. I thought it was like the same deal with the iPod for your Christmas/birthday.
Nah.
Like, hey son, here's your Super Nintendo US, but mom, dad, that was almost 10 years ago. Yeah, but you know.
But you know, it's vintage and it costs more. It's like, no, you don't get it, do you? Where did you get it from? Christ.
Alright, so everyone, thank you so much for listening. Topham, thank you so much for being with us today.
No problemo.
And don't forget to listen to the outro to find out how to interact with us. Just because Tyler's not here, I'm gonna do something out of spite and again ask you guys to, if you enjoyed what you listened to, give us a like and subscribe because I'm not selling out, Tyler. Huh?
Yeah, we aren't selling out until we're making money off it.
Exactly. Wait, what?
Illicit money off of it for things that we don't necessarily support.
And yeah, that's it. Until next week, don't put your butt in electric sockets. Yes.
Don't get your dick
don't
stuck
do
in the
that.
toaster.
That too.
Solid advice.
Bye.
Bye.
Penis.
Thanks for listening to the Shifty Key Podcast. The intro and outro music is provided to us by our editor, TDBTyler. To get more involved with the Shifty Key Podcast, you can answer the questions for the audience asked by our guests, or even ask the cast a question of your very own, either here in the YouTube comments or in our Rooster Teeth group. To keep updated with this channel's shenanigans, you can follow us on Twitter, join and watch our group on Rooster Teeth, or simply subscribe. All links will be in the description. Until next week, goodbye.
Wait, didn't I end last week's episode of penis?
I think you said like penis. Gav said tit. I said butt.
So not penis. Your elephant.
Elephant. Elephant penis?
And now everyone's thinking elephant penis.
Of course they are.
My job is well done.
It's because they're an old school Discovery Channel guy.
Yeah.
Where they would show elephant penises.
Elephant penises, giraffe penises, all the penises in the animal kingdom.
Would you be a giraffe? Like, if someone someone approached you and they would be like, hey, you want to be a giraffe for a day? Would you do it?
No.
So, are there any repercussions?
No, like, it's kind of like you're gone for a day.
So what if so I'm a giraffe for the day, what if, poachers come out of nowhere and try to kill me? Or, I get eaten by a lion?
Fuck it. You're dead.
Well then, no. The animal kingdom is a bitch. My room is nice and safe. I can make Giraffe Simulator instead. Do that.
So what if someone offered you to be a dinosaur?
Well, it depends on the dinosaur.
It would be a random pick.
So wait. So it's completely random what dinosaur I could be.
No deal. Not
so I could be anything from like I could be a megalodon, a T-Rex, or I could be like a freaking one of those little lizard things with the weird neck fins that that doesn't even spit poison. It just ankle bites you.
Yes.
No. These are $1 million butt scenarios, but without the $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, did you see how the economy is currently?
Yeah, who's getting $1 million these days? Christ.
Hey, to be honest, I might do stuff for $100,000. Maybe not long-term stuff, but short-term stuff.
All right, we're talking about
dinosaur for a day.
We're talking about public toilets, right? Would you like a public toilet for $100,000?
Fuck yeah.
Topham?
It's $100,000.
No.
I'm in college. I need money. All I have to do, it's just one lick.
It's like there's this public toilet, not recently cleaned. It's just there, after
I just have to one lick on the rim.
After after a day of use. Yes, a lick on the rim, but it's not like a quick lick. It's like a lick. Full talk.
I think I could do it for $100,000. I'm a college student. I have bills and loans, and I think I'd do it. That's not a bad choice. I mean, worst case scenario, I get a little sick for a while, but hey, screw it. I've got $100,000. What do medical bills mean to that? I mean, unless like my pancreas bursts or all of a sudden I get like, face cancer.
We should do our own show, but instead of $1 million butt, we should do like 100 grand butt. It's a low budget version. Alright, so bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.